We gave John McCain a hard time on the show last week, didn't we, Steve?
We did. So it's Thursday, and we gave him a lot of hell for voting in favor of continuing the process to repeal
Obamacare.
Yeah.
So
and then the very next morning, he voted against the repeal.
Yeah. So he made us look like dicks. But I think what I tell people is that he saw the show and he decided to flip his vote. So you're welcome. That's what I tell people.
By the way, I tweeted that and you retweeted me. I got a lot of likes. The funny thing is, obviously I'm being sarcastic, right? And facetious. But there are several people who tweeted, "You're crazy. There's no way John McCain changed his mind because of you." Thank you for that clarification.
You don't think John McCain's a fucking member of the Young Turks that he gets the shows behind the paywall?
Wait, did you do it in the first 15 minutes?
Oh, maybe.
I think we did.
Maybe he was.
Yeah. So he was lucky. He caught maybe the tail end of it. It's not, the credit doesn't go to all those disabled activists. It doesn't go to all the people who went and petitioned their members of Congress personally. It doesn't go to all the women all those people who wrote emails and sent letters. The credit
goes to John McCain.
No, it's just the two of you.
Oh, just us.
Yeah.
Well, because
but credit where credit is due. Okay, so John McCain voted the right way.
Okay,
ultimately.
well, I have a spin on that.
All right. Okay.
Really?
Yeah.
So here's John McCain, and here he is in all his glory. Let's watch. Hear that? Oh my God!
I thought that
he acted like a decent human being. That's what that was. Did you see it? He acted like a decent human being.
I thought it was actually Lindsey Graham who gasped.
It was Lindsey Graham who clutched his pearls. I don't know if you know that.
I think the voice was a little too deep for Lindsey.
Let's hear it again. Let's hear it. Now that's funny that I think it's Lindsey Graham. Let's hear it. I think that is Lindsey Graham. So that's his big. He got all the glory, right? So John McCain got all the glory for accidentally almost acting like a human being. Who wouldn't vote that way? Right? And believe me, of the 48 Republicans who voted to repeal it, about 46 of them were hoping it wouldn't pass. You catch my meaning? Yes, you do. So this is what Vox says. Vox says that, so when John McCain cast a performative last-minute vote against the skinny repeal, it immediately overshadowed the two women Republican senators who did far more to halt Republicans' reckless efforts to repeal Obamacare. Senators Lisa Murkowski of Alaska and Susan Collins of Maine repeatedly stood their ground against the 3 health bills their colleagues tried to ram through the Senate. So I would say let's give more credit to Murkowski and Susan Collins than we give to John McCain, because John McCain voted to move the bill forward, which is, we're just I'm just voting yes to talk about it. So John McCain wanted to talk about taking away your health care. Isn't that nice? He wanted to talk about it. We think we should probably talk about taking away your health care. But he finally got religion at the last moment and he voted it down. Did you see that? So, oh my God, turns out John McCain isn't 100% of a cretin. Isn't that nice? He can act like a human being sometimes.
Yeah, so many things can be true at the same time. So it's true that McCain was bad for voting in favor of continuing the conversation on the repeal. He was correct in voting no ultimately.
Yes.
It is also correct that he got more credit than he deserves for ultimately voting the right way.
Yes.
It's also true that Murkowski and Collins deserve a lot more credit because they did a lot more to dissuade them. I also believe that there may have been some back channel negotiations. There's no way John McCain made this vote without any other senator having any idea that he's gonna do this, right? So someone has to do it. So a lot of other senators, like you said, who might have wanted to vote no, can't really vote no because they made promises to their crazy constituents that they're gonna repeal the bill. So they needed someone to do it. Who's it gonna be? McCain, very convenient. They probably said to him, you can be a hero. You're old, you have brain cancer. There's a lot of stuff happening. You probably can't do this forever. So just vote no. You get to be the hero and you overshadow other people and everybody wins. So I think there's a deal cut in the background. I'm very curious to see what comes out of it down the road, but I don't believe for a second that John McCain has some sort of like come to Jesus moment where he came to his senses and voted no at the last second and shocked his colleagues. I just don't believe it.
So you think that it was kind of the Republicans all got together and said, hey, let's be honest, we don't want to do this.
That's right.
And so let's take the 3 least vulnerable senators Murkowski, Collins, and John McCain will. So you think that he took?
No, I think Murkowski and Collins are genuine. I mean, I have no reason to suspect that they're not. I think they really did want to.
I think they
stop
just
the repeal.
I think they just followed what their constituents wanted.
Yes, that's exactly right. They have a heart. They care about their constituents a little bit at least.
Yeah.
They're not totally bought by the donors like the other guys are. And in this instance, McCain was the necessary, knight in shining armor.
What do you think, Malcolm?
I got a couple things on this. One is that McCain, he may have actually, he may lose months of his life because he did this. And he didn't have to. He could have just stayed home. The first vote would have failed, and so he didn't, it was all unnecessary. So it was purely theatrical on his part. And I mean, it was so important to him that he was like, I don't need to live that long, whatever, I did all that time in a Vietnamese prisoner of war camp. I don't really appreciate life. So, but the one other thing is that I wonder if after the vote, Donald Trump sat back to himself and thought, maybe I shouldn't have said those things about McCain during the campaign. Maybe that didn't work out for me. The other thing is, McCain has always been sort of an outsider in the Republican Party in that not the Maverick thing, but he didn't, with McCain-Feingold, he wasn't a party guy. He was always trying to go for become president. He wasn't trying to climb up the ladder within the ranks of the Republican Party or in the Senate, and so he doesn't really necessarily get along with them that well. I don't think he likes Mitch McConnell. I think he's glad to stick a knife in Mitch McConnell's back. So he saw this opportunity, and that was a feature, not a bug for him. And then the last thing I have on this is that the people the real losers here, I think, are like Jeff Flake and Dean Heller, who they're like, this could be the end of my career, but I got to vote for it because the party, it's so important, And then now they're going to pay the price without getting any of the benefits. So, the last thing was on John McCain is that he doesn't like to kill thousands, perhaps millions of Americans because they don't have access to health care. He likes to kill thousands, perhaps millions of foreigners because it benefits the military-industrial complex.
Okay.
So he's got principles. They're not necessarily the same principles that people think of. No, it's just who's going to die and why and where and who's going to benefit. He has specific requirements in that regard, and he prefers if they can die because of U.S. military bombing.
Hey, if you enjoyed this clip of Aggressive Progressive, why not become a member of the TYT network and you can watch the whole hour. We do a show every Thursday and then you can watch it live when it happens as a member, or you can watch it later at your convenience because you get access to the podcast of Aggressive Progressive and other ways to get a hold of it. There's lots of stuff. Come become a member at tytnetwork.com/join.